Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Today we are continuing on the topic tourism. We know that when it comes on to section C of the Csec Social Studies paper, tourism is one of those popular questions that students choose to do their essays on. And this essay is valued 20 marks. So I have decided to do some videos that will assist you in your preparation for your social studies examination. All right, so let us begin. So today's lesson, we will be looking at the impact of tourism on the physical environment of Caribbean countries. Now, when we talk about the impact of tourism on the physical environment, we're going to look at how does tourism affects the environment, whether positively or negatively, right? We're going to look at things such as restoration and preservation of historical sites. We will also be looking at increasing environmental awareness. Now, when we talk about restoration and preservation of historical sites, we are referring to nature and ecotourism, which has helped to promote the restoration and the preservation of these sites and also forested areas, right? So these areas are sometimes neglected. The forested areas, the parks, the historical sites, they are sometimes neglected due to lack of funding. However, with huge investments in these areas, as a result of tourism, these national treasures have been restored and are preserved. Now, tourism has helped to also increase public appreciation of the physical environment as it helps to bring people into closer contact with nature. This sometimes results in locals becoming more aware of the value of nature, yes, and engaging in activities to preserve the environment. Now, let us look at some of the negative effects of tourism. So, tourism can be a good thing for the Caribbean countries. However, it can also have negative effects of tourism on the physical environment of Caribbean countries. So, we're going to look at some of these negative effects of tourism and how it affects Caribbean countries. And effect, the first effect is tourism causing pollution of beaches. Now you must be wondering, Miss, how does tourism contribute to our beaches being polluted? Well, think about it. There are numerous tourist facilities built along the coast of the islands in the Caribbean, right? And this has resulted in the pollution of beaches, the construction of hotels, recreational parks, and other tourist related facilities often lead to an increase in pollution as a result of a number of factors such as sewage, which can create health hazards and can transmit deadly diseases, right? And also garbage being thrown on the beaches. There's also improper solid waste disposal, which can affect the statistics of the environment and puts the health of its users, which includes human and animals, at risk. Another negative impact of tourism on the environment is the destruction of natural vegetation, right? And again, it comes back to the fact that a number of big hotels, villas, and entertainment facilities that specifically caters to the needs of tourists occupies a large percentage of land space in the Caribbean, right? So the construction of these facilities has often resulted in the removal of the natural vegetation, because remember, in order to build hotels and villas and entertainment facilities, they have to decide to clear the land, clear the forested land, right? Which has resulted and has led to a change in the aesthetic of the countryside, as well as the destruction, yes, of the habitat for wildlife. So clearing the land to build hotels and villas have affected the way the place look, because there's no more trees, right? And it has also destroyed habitats for a lot of animals, right? So that was just few of the negative effects of, or the negative impact of tourism on the Caribbean. Now we're going to look at how does tourism affects the social cultural environment in the Caribbean. Now, you may be wondering, Miss, what does the term social cultural means, right? When we talk about, let's break the word into parts. When we talk about social impacts of tourism, we are referring to changes in the lives of people living in destination communities. So we are looking at communities where tourists visit. How does this change the lives of people living there? When we talk about cultural impact of tourism, we're referring to changes in the arts, artifacts, customs, rituals, and architecture of people. Now, if you should put the terms together, the term social cultural impact would refers to changes in residents' everyday experiences, as well as to their values, their way of life, and intellectual, right? And also artistic products. So now we're going to look at the impact of tourism on the social cultural environment in the Caribbean. We cannot deny the fact, right, that there are many opportunities for Caribbean citizens in the tourism industry. Citizens get a chance to interact and learn about each other's culture. Tourism has several impacts, right? And when we talk about impacts, we are going to look at both positive and negative impact on the social cultural environment. But first, we're going to start with the positive impact. So suppose you're in CXC this here and you see a question for you to explain two positive impacts of tourism on the social cultural environment in the Commonwealth Caribbean. Now, tourism not only benefits the tourists, but it also benefits the community where tourism related activities takes place. So some of the benefits that you could write about of tourism to the local communities are: one, the creation of civil pride, as often locals are excited, and if you have ever seen a tourist visiting your area, you can see how excited the residents are, and they are also willing to share their community's history and culture with visitors. Number two, another benefit of tourism: improvement of social infrastructures like schools, libraries, healthcare institutions, and internet cafe. So if your community is a tourism destination, you would have seen where developments are taking place in the schools. So they are giving the school a facelift. They are painting, they are putting in furnitures in the schools. Same thing for the libraries. You can see healthcare institutions being developed, and internet cafes are being built to facilitate the locals and also the tourists. So those are two benefits of tourism to the community. You could also write the creation of a better cultural understanding as a result of the interchanges between hosts and guests, right? Now, what are some of the negative impacts of tourism on the social cultural environment in the Commonwealth Caribbean? So we have just looked at the positive impact of tourism to local residents and the communities. Now we're going to look at the negative impact of tourism. Now, tourism can have a negative effect on a country's social cultural environment. For example, it results in change in land ownership, brain drain, and it can affect the quality of life of the host community. Now, you may be wondering, Miss, what do you mean by a negative effect of tourism on the social cultural environment is that it results in change in land ownership? Well, it is very easy and economical to purchase land in many Caribbean countries as there are no laws which restrict the sale of land to foreigners, and oftentimes we see where local citizens they sell their family land, including those properties or lands that they have on beachfront at very high prices. This has resulted in the prices of land being very expensive, sometimes making it very difficult for a local citizen to own a piece of land, right? So that is one of the negative effect of tourism on the social economical environment or the social cultural environment of Caribbean countries. Another negative effect of tourism on the social cultural environment of Caribbean is that it oftentimes leads to brain drain. So often when tourists visit the shores of the Caribbean, right, we'll find that locals believe that they are wealthy and influential, and we see many residents, especially those who are unemployed and underemployed, believing that it is in their best interests to migrate to the more developed countries where life seems to be better because of the lifestyle that the tourist portrays to them when they visit their communities or their country. It also affects the quality of life of the host community. Changes in the way all locals dress. So they try to imitate the way the tourists dress. It can cause overcrowding and congestion, result in drugs and alcohol problems, and prostitution can also occur. Another negative effect of tourism on the social cultural environment is that sometimes residents they are unable to see the natural beauty of the beaches because they are oftentimes usually hidden by the hotels and resorts that are constructed along the beachfront. Now we're going to look at some challenges facing the tourism industry in the Caribbean. So as we said before, there are positive impacts of tourism, and it can also have a lot of challenges for the Caribbean. So a number of countries in the region, including Jamaica, are dependent on tourism as their main income earners. However, many countries are not able to reap the full benefit that the industry has to offer because of the many challenges that they face. Some of these challenges includes one, inadequate marketing and promotion. So you're not marketing your tourism products effectively. Two, inadequate and expensive tourism services. Three, cruise ship policies, infrastructure. Five, emerging destinations. And six, language barriers. So these are just some of the challenges, and there are many other challenges facing the tourism industry in the Caribbean that may prevent it from flourishing the way or from expanding the way it should, right? And in another video, we're going to explain these challenges that the tourism industry face. So I want to thank you for watching this video. Thank you for watching my channel. If you are learning, if you believe that these videos are assisting you in your preparation for your social studies examination, subscribe, like, and share this video. Share this channel so that it can reach a larger population of students. So those of you who have subscribed already, I want to say a big thank you to you and see you in another video.